Hi, good evening, and welcome to Why Not Ask KH. This is episode 11, Winning in Life, One Conversation at a Time. Now, last week I had a special episode to tell you about the Winning Conversations workshop that I had designed. And this week, you get to hear from a bunch of people who completed that workshop just last Sunday. So if you missed the special broadcast, maybe I'll just give you a summary of uh, the 3 weekends that the workshop comprises. So the first weekend in the workshop, it's about who is doing the talking. So in this first weekend, we explore how and why you communicate the way you do. And given the way you communicate, you create the results. Now, before going further, I'd like to say that the premise of this workshop is that the long-term health and happiness, our long-term health and happiness, is basically based on the quality of the relationships we have in life. If that is not obvious already for you, there is a Harvard study that followed 2,000 men for over 75 years, and that is the conclusion they came to. So most of us will think that being rich and famous and would be the key to a good life, but actually, when it comes down to the nuts and bolts, it's really the relationships we have. So, given the relationships, the key to a good relationship would be the conversations we have with the people around us, and hence, winning conversations will create a winning life. So, the first weekend is about us taking a look at how we communicate. And sometimes we don't realize the way we communicate. So in the class, you'll find that we become each other's mirrors to see that. Not only how, but also why. The key to why, the importance of why is that when you see why you do it, then you are able to change it. Because if you do not see why you do it the way you do it, then it will be kind of transparent, and then there'll be nothing you can do about it. And you will keep creating the results you've been creating in your life again and again. So that's the first weekend. Then you get about 2 weeks to practice what you have learned. And then in the second weekend, we take a look at what game am I playing. So one of the challenges in conversations and one of the challenges in relationships are the games we play, because a lot of conversations have an agenda, a hidden agenda. We have our motives, we hide it from each other, and then we find that it's very frustrating because people don't behave the way we expect them to behave. So expectations gets us into a lot of knots and frustration. And what game am I playing is a weekend for us to become aware and to be able to see where we have a hidden agenda with each other. And once we do that, part of the weekend is also to how to shift the agenda away from the agenda and have an authentic conversation and relationship. So again, you get 2 weeks to practice what you've learned. And by this time, you will already notice, as you will hear from the people who attended the course that finished last Sunday, you will find that you are already creating the kind of results you want to create in relationships. So there will already be a shift. Then 2 weeks later, you come into third weekend, and third weekend we take an even bigger look, and we look at our whole life and to see who is really running the show. If our long-term health, happiness, and well-being is important for us, we need to see who is running the show or what's running us. And that third weekend is key to finally giving you the freedom to be the person you want to be. A lot of people say, I want to be myself. Well, how do you do that? And the third weekend gives you some tools, gives you a way to free yourself from the patterns of behavior that we can't seem to help ourselves, so that we can create the kind of life that we want. So that's 3 weekends. So last week I presented the details of the program. So this week you get to hear from several people who have finished the training and are now on Sunday. And on Sunday, when we had a little graduation gathering on Zoom, They shared and we recorded some of the statements they made. So I want to introduce you to each of them, and you can hear what they say. Don't take my word for it. And then see, maybe this is a workshop that you might be keen to participate in. So the first person is Cecilia. She's 55 years old, and she is an entrepreneur. And so let's hear what Cecilia has to say.
This awesome workshop gave me a big slap of who I really are. And the biggest takeaway for me is actually I connected to who I really am. And I used to be told to be a good girl since my childhood. So I've been struggling to be a good girl all these years. And I find out now I can be a bad girl at times. Why not? I follow my heart. I just follow my heart.
Yes, so watch out for Cecilia. She's going to be a bad girl at times. And now we have a young man named Danush, who is working in accounting services. And here is his experience of the workshop. As we listen to these people, I want you to hear some things, hear the lessons they learn, because it may be different for you. But throughout there's a common theme throughout their stories, and that is they gain a certain freedom. In other words, there's a part of their life that got unstuck, and it makes a huge difference in their life today. So here's Tanush.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is learning how to, or more like being able to accept that life can be easy. I make my life difficult. And if it's not difficult, any win that I get is not a win. It's like I don't deserve the win unless it's difficult. So I'm starting to see that through this workshop. So now it's to be working and learning to laugh at myself whenever I see myself that, oh, I'm actually making this super difficult for myself when actually it can be very easy. And to be okay with having things easy. Cage is laughing. Yeah.
Doesn't sound logical, but that's the story.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yes, that is my learning specifically. Yeah. So I don't have to make things difficult for myself anymore.
So I'm sure you know people who make life difficult for themselves, because when life is difficult, we look better. We are like a hero, right? So that's a kind of trap that gets to us, and we waste a lot of time and energy unconsciously trying to look better than we need to. In fact, life can be easy, as you will see with the rest. They also get unstuck in a different area. And the next person I want you that we can hear from is Feng Yan. She's a human resource professional, 58 years old. She has many years of experience. Her entire career was really in HR. And of course, being in HR, she has been exposed to lots and lots of training. And therefore, whatever you hear her say, you can hear the experience of training behind it. So she's not easily fooled. So let's hear from Yan.
This winning conversations, when I walked into this for the first weekend, I thought it would be a session to say that, understand others, then you know what's the right thing to say, to maintain relationships and sort of that. Then only I found out that actually is what do I tell myself, having the relationship with myself before I can talk about winning conversation with another person. So that's the learning that some part of it that we have gone through in the ARS journey. But it is something deeper that I get to discover about myself in these 3 weekends. So in actual fact, I hate drama, but I'm also the source of the drama. So I realize that very clearly now. So I know I always have choice how I want to sort of like build the relationship with myself and with other people to have a more fruitful and freedoms in my life. Thank you to all the buddies who have been so open, and of course KH for this wonderful journey. Thank you.
So there's really nothing like HR department to have drama because you're dealing with people all the time. Okay, and now the next person we're going to hear from also deals with people all the time. But in this training, she found something that was very personal and very important for her. So this is Jasmine. She's 44 and she's a flight attendant.
Of course, it's been a funny training. Yes, I'm just too overwhelmed by just now. Okay, and yeah, it really slapped me right on my face or in my heart. It's like it was crazy. It's like I'm now free to be happy. It's ridiculous. I've always felt bad for being happy. I guess I was stuck in my child or in my little girl mode for years because my mom. So my mom went through hell. My mom was a single mom. She had to struggle all her life. So I saw all that. And to me, being happy means going against everything that is her and was her. And I'm now a grown woman. And yet that recording, has been in me all these years. And that is why I've been self-sabotaging myself, not allowing myself to be happy. Forgetting that, she has grown up, she's happy, I am a grown woman, I deserve to be happy and all. So it's like, I went through all the trainings, and yet how come Winning Conversations can still give me this thing that no other trainings gave, which is why I am inviting you guys to be open to possibilities of what more you guys can learn about yourself.
So for Jasmine, it was just a simple way that to see a way that she can just be happy now, because all that unhappiness came from the past and it no longer was applicable. And a lot of us live with that. A lot of us are blind to the patterns that we picked up from the past that we could right away drop now, because now is not the past. And nowhere is this training, well, few places are more important than for a mother. Because in the training, we discovered that a lot of the things that we struggle with came from our childhood. So let's hear from June, who is a learning professional, who works in a multinational, I think. And she's a mother of a young boy whom she loves so much. And so let's hear from her what her learning is. It is personal, and also it kind of like has a big impact on her in her role as mother. So June.
I walk in this workshop with the intention to find out why I have a lot of tension in life, and I have a lot of frustration, even though I've been through all the courses that we had in Milestone. So I find that still there is something that is missing in me. And throughout this workshop, it allows me to see that what is really missing, and who is running my life, and what has been made up to who I am today. And of course, I'm free from seeing how I grew up and how was the show like, And now I have the freedom to follow my heart and to do what I want. And as a parent, this really made a very great impact in my parenting journey. It allows me to rewrite my little boy conversation, right? And I really looking forward to have a wonderful motherhood and parenting journey with him. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the little boy right on cue. And we faded into a photo of June for the privacy reasons, not showing the face of the child. So that's June. And next we hear from a young man who is a network technical engineer. And some of the more technical in our audience, maybe you will identify with him. So again, this is about the patterns in life and how he struggles with how to relate to people. So his struggle is, I think, not unique, and so it will be quite interesting to hear him.
Yeah. So looking at the title of the workshop, winning conversations. So at first I thought of it like, just another communication workshop, and then yeah, how hard could it be to actually win a conversation? So I want to be right. And it turns out it was I mean looking at my sharing all my photos in the past few weekends. I can really laugh so hard at myself, how I operate, and then as I shared, for those that know me, actually I resisted to knowing that I'm actually like my father. I talk like my father. I smile like my father. I resisted that, and during this workshop, I see that, and then I accept that. That's how I operate from young. That's where I learned how to communicate from. So how am I operating this way, and how it affects my life, and then how this operation gets me until today, and then where I am today, and then even my job also is kind of like decided from how I operating from. So as I looking for these three weekends, looking back at how all this work has been done. I mean during all my life, it's really amazing, and it's just crazy. It's really crazy to see that, to know that. And most of all at this weekend, it frees me up. I free up myself by acknowledging that yes, I am like my father, and I want to be right a lot of time, and yes, and I am a free man, and I guess to be creative and who I want to be lah. And yeah, thank you everyone, and thanks a lot, KH.
And so we all struggle because we can't get away from being like our father or mother. And sometimes when we fight that, it gets worse. So Winston found a way out. He surrendered to that. And then and as a result, was able to see how he ended up that way. And with that, he's able to do something different in his life. So that's Winston. And next, we have a mother of two, Wee Chen, who is an early childhood educator. So she does the training, and of course, she looks at it from the point of view of childhood education. And here is what she has to say.
It's been like, I think, 3 years plus since I took the discovery. I think all of you are from, legacies. So I've never expected that this actually gives me a really big impact on the B to have. I thought I knew. Actually, I didn't that time. All these years. Never.
Never.
Until this
this training
really understand
and hit me
and
to
accept
accept
for who I am,
because
it gives me a
mirror,
different angles
of looking at myself
from what I
from
have
what I have
gone through
all these years.
That is really amazing. It's an amazing journey. Really want to thank KH and all the buddies support. Yes. So like what Jasmine said, if you can afford, I really strongly recommend you to go through this journey. It is amazing. Thank you.
So you have Wee Chen and some of the others referring to some trainings that they have done before, and they kind of like identified the bad value they get in terms of previous trainings sometimes. Next, we have Yan Ting, who is 30 and she's a preschool teacher. And let's have a look at what her breakthrough was. What was her freedom that she found? So here you are.
Because throughout the journey and during ALS and also MASTI and also CLW, then actually I always know the concept of need to express myself, communicate my feelings. But then I felt it so hard to do until on the second weekend, then I see the games, the agenda behind it. Then I was like, wow, oh my God, there's so much agenda that I never noticed, that I let the agenda runs me in every day. It's like never stops and it keep driving me. That's why also I realized that how come I always felt that there's a wall between me with another person. Everyone is like, even loved ones with family as well. I always felt that there's a wall over there. Then only I realized that the thing is so busy until I couldn't even listen to myself. Yeah. But by listen to it, then I have the chance to listen to myself and really communicate my experience and my feelings with the person that I'm having conversation. And I felt free then, because I'm able to I'm really able to be myself, right? And to let the other person know me as who I am. It's not that I plan to let the person know, okay, this is me, but just to present myself to the person that I'm talking to. Yeah, that's what I feel free from that. It's like a huge release for me. And today, I also learned that I can be proud with myself, even I got things done easily. I don't need to be working hard every time and still can be proud of myself. And it's not a guilt. Yeah, that's all for my sharing. Thank you.
So there you are, another person who feels that unless it is hard, it doesn't really count. And now she's found the ease that life can be easy, and that it is one doesn't have to be guilty having life be easy. So that is Yan Ting. And then the next person I want to introduce is Vincent, who is an entrepreneur and young man. So his sharing will cover the 3 weekends systematically. So he gives a great overview of the 3 weekends, and you can identify it with the previous people who have shared. So that's Vincent.
And basically, when I talked to KH and KH told me about this workshop, I was a bit skeptical, because winning conversation for me is like, another communication workshop, stuff like that. So I mean, nevertheless, I joined in, and I came in with an intention of looking for a way to communicate better and help in my sales and my business. That was my why, my objective. And when the first weekend for me is very impactful, because after the first weekend, I did the homework and I went out and I test out winning conversation in my life. So one biggest learning or one biggest achievement or win that I have with the conversations is with my girlfriend, Eva, and I realized that our conversation, our relationship did improve because I start to listen to what she says. And I also realized there's a pattern, not only with my girlfriend or if with anyone, especially in message or in face-to-face conversation, I tend to listen to the end and straight away I want to give solution. Because everything I see is there's a problem, there's something need to be resolved, and I jump into conclusion. Okay, cool. So this is what you can do. So this is actually not really working, as I realized, because sometimes people are not heard, and if I also realize that sometimes when people send messages to me, they send like a few lines on. I only finish a few lines already. I read the last line. Okay, that line needs solution. I just give solution, and I ignore all the feelings or all the details on top. So the realization is the conversation become matured. No matter how drama was it or how boring was it, or I mean, two ways like drama or boring. In the end, it could become a mature conversation, and yeah, that at that point I don't feel the stress, like okay, because I hate drama. I see drama, I walk away, or I just hate drama. So right now it's not I love drama. It's just that I see drama from different perspective, and manage to go in from 100%, so that could turn the drama slowly become to a matured conversation and get things done. So that's one of the biggest takeaway from the first week. And after the second week, there's a lot of learnings about. One of the biggest thing that I had is I felt free. Because last time I tend to judge a lot of things. When I see people being drama there, especially like BBB or ABB, I don't like ABB one. So I see them in that situation where I get very frustrated and I don't want to talk to those type of people. So because I judge, basically I judge. So after the second weekend and I start connecting with different type of people, I have the compassion towards what's going on in their life and what caused them to have this type of conversation, this type of pattern in their life. And after knowing how all these things started, including how the way I speak, how the way I bring myself, I developed the compassion. And with that compassion, I don't feel the stress. I don't feel the drama and all those unconscious stuff that caused me to be stressed out and tension. Instead, I can see what's happening and go from where they are. So that really improved my relationship with a lot of people in my life. That's from the second weekend. Then this week, the third weekend, for me, the biggest thing is I realized that I could be free from expectations. Expectations is actually controlling my life. And it's just like a moment ago, like today, I got this wow effect. And I mean, thanks to the support from buddies from KH, I realized that, yeah, expectation is holding my life in all areas. Not only expectations from other people, it's my expectations towards my life, towards my results, towards things that I want to create. Actually create stress, create tensions, and cause me to slow down or don't achieve what I really want. So when I realized that I could be really free from expectations, and I have a choice to be free from expectations, it's like something heavy, the baggage, the batu in my heart could be let down. So, to wrap up, this is I would say a wow workshop for me, and we had a lot of fun with our buddies. We share, we listen to stories, we laugh around. It's a very mature yet fun and not boring workshop that I went through with my buddies at KH. So also want to thank all my buddies here, and also thank you KH for the amazing journey these three weekends. Thank you. I was also shocked it's really shocked how winning conversations could give me freedom that we felt today. It's like, what's the linkage? Conversation and freedom doesn't make sense. I mean, it's kind of like two different things. However, when I understand the linkage between these two, it really is a liberation to me, and it's really wow. So, and one reason, I mean, not only to Shan, I mean, another why, if you're looking for a why, is since this is like beginning of 2021, and this freedom for me myself is a step closer to the purpose of my life. So different decisions could be made down the road, and yeah, I see the value in it. That's all.
So there you have it, from the participants themselves. And so I'm going to leave you with the thoughts that they've shared with you. The details are in the banner below here. We have a class starting on Friday. So if you can make it, you will complete your third weekend before Chinese New Year. And that will make your Chinese New Year really special, because you would be able to relate to people the way you've always wanted to. But if the dates are prohibitive for you, then after Chinese New Year, there's another class starting in March. And for the pricing, please check the brochure. The pricing is ridiculous, and take advantage of the very special pricing for these first two classes in 2021. I can't promise that the special offer the special offer will hold for the third class. So take advantage of it. Come in, and I'll see you in the workshop. So let's win in life one conversation at a time with the Winning Conversations workshop.